Oh, so you're blind?
How can you be a service dog? He's so little.
So, what's your problem?
Telling someone you can't be here prior to inquiring about why this dog is there is quite invasive and confrontational.
They accept you, but they're annoyed. They treat you like you're an inconvenience.
It's like being called a fake.
We need to do better than we have in the past.
Just ask, is that a service dog? In a situation where, as a service provider, if you're concerned about whether this dog is allowed in this establishment, I would ask that you try not to approach me with a standoffish tone. Telling someone you can't be here prior to inquiring about why this dog is there is quite invasive and confrontational. So if you need to ask me about why he's here, and I'm okay with you asking why he's here, but if you need to do it, just ask, is that a service dog? Yes. And if you need to go further than that, can I see paperwork to substantiate, do you have identification to substantiate him being a service dog? That's fine. I have no problem with that. And legally, as an establishment, you're allowed to ask those questions. But the confrontational stuff is very hard for, especially first responders and military personnel. We don't necessarily deal with confrontation very well when we're dealing with an invisible disability like PTSD. And you could look at the autism spectrum as well. That person or their family that are with a dog, a service dog, a confrontation is horribly detrimental to that family. You know, so a gentle approach. Curious questions, that's fine.
Hello sir, I'm a V employee. Is there anything I can help you with today?
No, I'm all right, thanks. I probably don't seem all right. Places like this stress me out. Big open space, kids screaming. This is the kind of stuff that bothers me. But yeah, I really appreciate you asking, but I think I'm okay for now.
I couldn't help but notice your gorgeous service dog.
Well, thanks, man. You know, it's funny, out of the corner of my eye, I thought you were going to be like everyone else. I'm so used to people walking up and asking to pet him. I appreciate that you didn't.
Yeah, we're actually trained to recognize service dogs and not divert their attention.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, it's really important that folks don't distract him, because you can see him leaning on me. He'll often watch for cues from me to see that I'm stressed. I've got PTSD as a result of my work, so he helps me quite a bit in situations like this. I appreciate you coming over.
That's great. Can I assist you in boarding the train at all today?
I think I'll be okay, you know, just you coming over and chatting with me the way you have. And this guy's helping me quite a bit too, so I appreciate the offer, but I'll make my way out there myself.
Great. Glad to hear it. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, you too. Come on, bud. That's one of the points I want to hammer home, is that he's not a pet. He's a service dog, he's working for me, he's performing tasks for me. If you're able to, as a service provider, ignore that dog, that's the best advice I can give you. It can be crowded spaces, but oftentimes a lot of us really struggle with ambient noise. So just a dull roar can really upset us. And the reason that can upset someone with PTSD so much is that we're dealing with something called hypervigilance. So because we were on alert so often doing our jobs that cause these traumatic symptoms, our brains were almost conditioned to always be on alert, always be paying attention, and too much. So that's why it's called hypervigilance.
So it's very important that that customer care people begin to realize that when they see a service dog, that's the time to assist the person, maybe help them through a shorter line, like they do somebody in a wheelchair. We need to do better than we have in the past.
Allô?
Hello, bonjour.
Votre nom de famille?
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Voyager à Montréal, à Toronto aujourd'hui?
Toronto, s'il te plaît.
Toronto, super. J'ai juste besoin d'une pièce d'identité pour vous et pour Ben, s'il vous plaît. Merci beaucoup. Super, très beau chien.
Merci.
OK, allez-vous avoir besoin de l'aide pour aller au train aujourd'hui?
Non, merci.
Ça va être à la porte numéro 2 aujourd'hui.
OK.
Puis, pour le pré-embarquement, porte numéro 1.
Parfait.
Et ça, c'est votre billet.
OK. Merci.
Et celui de Ben.
OK. Parfait.
Okay, merci beaucoup. Bonne journée.
Votre attention, s'il vous plaît, ça c'est le dernier appel pour le train numéro 53 à Toronto avec les arrêts à Battlefield, Kingston, Delaware et Oshawa à la porte numéro 4. Merci.
When taking a train, when you are making your reservation, you should be identifying that you do have a service animal, a service dog. Then the reservation clerk will take the information you require. They will issue a second seat to you for the service animal. And when you arrive at the train station, they will check you in and they will issue the boarding pass for you and a separate boarding pass for your service animal. And then when you go on the train, you will have all the space you should need for your service animal right next to you.
The service personnel are really good about it. They generally will see the vest. If they don't, they'll ask, is she a service dog? And then when you give them your response of yes, she's a service dog, that's usually the end of the conversation. They don't generally ask me what she's a service dog for. We used to be on the train quite a bit. We made friends with a lot of the conductors, and they would make sure that nobody was stepping on us, that everybody gave us the space that we needed, and that we had enough foot room for her to lie down and actually be out of the way. The only real problem comes with the public, and it would be really nice if conductors would help us out by just, telling people, okay, you got to keep that. You got to step away, that dog needs some space or something of the like. Because if I tell someone on a train, hey, can you move over because you're almost standing on my dog? They say, oh yeah, sorry. They take 3 inches over and then they move back in about 5 minutes. Yeah, it's an awareness thing. People are not used to having the dogs there, I guess, and just don't think about the problem of them being stepped on and them getting hurt.
I find there's a bit more legroom actually on trains, so you don't necessarily have the area under the seat in front of you for him to tuck in, but there's more space that he can tuck in between my legs, and it's not an inconvenience. The staff at VIA have been exceptionally welcoming.
Sometimes the right person is standing right in front of you. You might not notice, but I know he notices you. I'm not broken, I'm just hoping you're my greatest fear. Maybe you just don't see him. There's no writing on the wall. Things that you say might confuse him. None of that matters at all. Dreams of being around her. Dreams of the perfect chance. I'm not broken. I'm just hoping you're my greatest fear. Maybe that's the way it goes. I don't want to lose all hope. Sometimes I just need control.